yo, 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 yo. Happy Saturday. What's good, guys? Hello, happy Saturday to everyone. We here. We are here. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing great today. Today I got a good show for you guys. I'm all over the internet. I see a lot of people asking, where should I go? Where should I move? All kinds of questions that I've covered on my channel repeatedly, countless times in videos, live shows, right? I lay all the real information for you guys, and you guys are still, I'm not a big creator yet, not yet. But when I do get there, I hope that people will heed my advice because I don't drop videos. I don't do this just to give you guys bullshit. Okay? So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are doing great. Um, Today's show, you guys know what it is. You guys see it. Let's go like this. Today, we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys a comprehensive Vietnam city guide that really I don't see on YouTube. I don't see on the internet. So I'm gonna give you guys real deal live. You guys, if you guys have, excuse my voice, I'm a teacher, so battle with me. So if you guys are looking to come to Vietnam and you're looking to move to Vietnam, well, this video or this live show is gonna be for you. All right. So a lot of you guys are coming in here. A lot of you guys new expats, which I really like. I really like to see a lot of new expats coming into Vietnam. You guys are gonna have a blast in Vietnam. All right. So this live right here is gonna be to show you guys exactly the cities. Who is it gonna be? Who is it good for? We're gonna break down. Let me get my little handy dandy, my little PDF here so that you guys can see that. Let me move that. The best cities here in Vietnam. And let me show you guys the agenda today. All right. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys and break down the regions, right? I've done this before. Not as in depth as this, but yeah, actually I have on my live. So if you go there, check it out on my previous lives, I've done that. Okay. But I'm going to break it down again because you guys got to see it again and again and again. All right. I'm going to show you guys exactly which types of expats want to be here, 7 to be exact. All right. First timers, I'm going to give you guys an idea of where you should be. All right. Budget living. We're going to talk about people who are career minded here. You guys want to come and hustle here. I'm going to give you guys the cities that you should hustle here. All right. Next, we're going to talk about dating and social life. Now, not all Vietnamese cities are created equal. All right, when it comes to dating and when it comes to social life. So stay tuned for that one as well, because I know a lot of you, my brothers out there, you're looking for this one. All right. If you're looking for relaxation, calm city, we're going to calm lifestyle. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about beach life as well. Also, Vietnam is known for food. All right, so really fresh, good food. So you guys are gonna know. I'm gonna break down which cities are good for food, because again, not all Vietnamese cities are created equal. Okay, yes, Vietnam has great food all around, but if you don't know, particularly in the north, they have they're known for specific dishes. In the south, they're known for specific dishes. And in central, they're also known for specific dishes, right? Now, of course, you can find these dishes all around Vietnam. However, if you go into those regions, then you'll find the best version of those dishes, right? For example, pho. Pho is a Hanoi thing. That's a Hanoi thing. That's a North thing. Obviously, it's Vietnamese, but it's particular in the North. For example, another one in the South here, they're known for com tam. Okay, com tam. That's broken rice, which is basically a pork chop with rice, vegetables, like little veggies, fermented. You know what com tam is. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. So that's a southern thing, right? That's Ho Chi Minh City's thing. So in the central, there's multiple different dishes, but again, bún bò Huế, Bumbo Hue, and that's in Hue. And so in Hue, that's their signature dish. Okay, so again, I'll tell you guys the difference between those different things, cities. If you're a foodie, stay tuned for that segment. All right, families and kids, the best places for you guys to live. Again, I see the debate all the time about should I raise my children in Vietnam? Well, stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that. Retirees, what are you looking for? Where should you live? But outside of Da Nang, of course, I'm going to talk about Da Nang in that segment and throughout these segments, but just prepare for that. There's other areas that you can retire in here in Vietnam that's outside of Da Nang. Okay, a lot of people don't really talk about this. Okay, because they just don't know. All right. And then last, at the end, I'm going to match some of my audiences. Thank you guys for submitting already. I see you guys, so I'm gonna get to you guys first, who have already submitted their audience match. So I'll talk about you live. I'll pull it up, and then we'll talk about it, man. And I'll match you to your city here in Vietnam. All right, so let's jump into it, man. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. Yeah, a lot of people don't really talk about live about how Vietnam is good for you. And so a lot of people, they don't know. They just don't know. All right. I don't know everything either. Okay. So I'm not I've only been here 6 years. So just take what I say. I say this every live. Take what I say, take what everyone else says, and do your own research. Okay. And yeah, here we go. Let's get into it. So, number one, first, let's jump into this city. I'm gonna give you guys the city cheat code. Okay, the north. Let me show you on the map as well. So let me share the north, the south, and the central. And there's highlands and there's coastal. Okay, so there's different climates and a different pace in each one of these regions. Okay. So you have to think about that there's energy versus the culture that you want versus a mix of both, right? So for me, I would say pick a region first. Don't pick the city, okay? I would go with the region because the reason why I say this because the region is you have to pick the weather, you have to pick how the people are, okay? You have to think about this kind of stuff. If you're moving here, you want to make sure that you have the best data and the best opportunity to succeed, okay? This is why moving to Da Nang may not necessarily be good for you because it's too slow. There's not a lot of you can meet a lot of friends, but there's not a lot of Vietnamese and foreigner interaction. Okay, and you're gonna understand that throughout the whole country, there's not a lot of that. Okay, interaction with Vietnamese and foreigner. Okay, some are better than others, some aren't. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Bear with me here. Let me just share my screen. Go to my maps. All right. So clearly, we know the big three, right? We know the big three. Hanoi here. Let me make sure I'm sharing with you. Yes. Okay. So we know the big three. Hanoi, we know Da Nang in the center, and then we know Ho Chi Minh City. All right. But a lot of people just don't understand what it means by the region. Okay. So again, the region, let me outline it for you. So obviously you can see this where the cursor is the border of China and Vietnam. Okay, this is the border where my cursor is going. All right, the north region stops roughly right about here, right about here. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, so here's the top. Here's the top of Vietnam, and here's the end of the north region right here, right about here. Okay, if you can see, right about even with the Lao right there. Okay, so all of that up north is amazing because again, I've lived there 3 years. I lived in the north 3 years. I love the north. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my favorite regions of Vietnam because you have Haiphong, which is basically the north's rich area of I'll say the north rich area of the north region. Okay, so you have Hanoi and you have Haiphong. Those are like the two biggest areas, the two biggest cities. Okay, and believe it or not, Haiphong, it's literally, if you can see it, Haiphong is a port. It is a port city. That's why there's a lot of money over there. It's one of the biggest ports in Southeast Asia and in Asia in general. Okay, so obviously, if you don't know about Ha Long Bay, Ha Long Bay is UNESCO World Heritage. It's world renowned, right? It's all of this, of course. But Haiphong is an area where a lot of, I mean, it's so small. It looks big. It's kind of big, but on the outside, in the city center, it's pretty compacted there. It's really nice. I've been there a few times. I would live there, but it's just too crazy over there. And believe it or not, it's very expensive in Haiphong. Okay, it's more expensive in Haiphong than it is in Hanoi. Okay, Haiphong is one of the highest cost of living in Vietnam. Straight up, look it up. Okay, and again, that's because there's a lot of it's a port city. Okay, so they've really compacted it, and they make a lot of money, a lot of GDP there. Okay, so but if I were you, I would check out Haiphong. Obviously, let's take a look at a picture of Haiphong. Okay, obviously you can see how compacted it is. This is a trash picture. That's a trash picture. But look at Haiphong. Okay, you can see it on, and I might even look for a video. But let's not do that. As music. This is Haiphong. Okay, Haiphong's a good area. I would say it's a nice area for expats because a lot of expats live over there as well. Um, and there's a lot of teaching jobs, a lot of opportunity over there. It's very very local. I'll be honest. And the expat community there is pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's expensive. It's expensive. You can find good areas, right? Look how compact this place is. Look how compact. It's like a mini Hanoi. Okay, so just understand that the North has a lot to offer. Is what I'm trying to get to. Okay, a lot of green, a lot of green. The mountains up here is Hazang. Okay, Hazang, and this is if you know the Hazang Loop, the loop, and that is world renowned as well. Okay, the mountains up here is spectacular. I've done this, and it's you when you come to Vietnam, you need to do the Hazang Loop. HA space GIANG. Ha Zang. Ha Zang Loop. LOOP. Okay? The Ha Zang Loop. Make sure you do the Ha Zang Loop, okay, when you come here as a tourist. Or if you live here, make sure you do that at least one time in your life. That's the best to me. That's the best activity to do here in Vietnam. Period. Okay? So there's all these little areas though in the North region. Okay, so think about it. From the distance from Hanoi, obviously Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. Okay, so Hai Duong is a medium town that is which is right between Haiphong and Hanoi, and Hai Duong it's growing so big, so big. A lot of these places out here are like either farmland, industrial, yeah, agriculture. So a lot of these like Bac Giang, Bac Ninh, Tucson, these are all local communities where that all transplants come to Hanoi. Okay, I mean everywhere. Okay, Hanoi's a really interesting city because it's it's a metropolitan city, but it's quiet. I mean, quiet, right? So the North offers a lot of really cool stuff, man. If you guys want to, if you guys want to check out the North, I would say the North is the most beautiful part of Vietnam. Okay, that's my opinion. All right. So all these little areas are coming up fast. All these little ones around Hanoi. So if you are going to, this is going to be a theme in this live, is that check out those little tiny cities. I mean, they're tiny. There's probably about 1 million people in those cities, 500,000 people in these cities. And so you have to just Umbi, like this one right here, I was gonna get a job out here. This one out here, I was gonna get a job in Umbi. But and that's a really nice little area, but it's like medium sized, it's quiet, it's peaceful, right? Um, don't get it twisted, man. A lot of these little areas, they have a lot of space and the roads look different and sidewalks look different, if there are any sidewalks. So just and traffic looks different. Okay, remember the north has a lot of these industrial places that are around industrial parks, they call it, that are around Hanoi. Okay, same for Ho Chi Minh City as well, and I'll tell you when I get there shortly. But that's where all the pollution is coming from, as well as from China over here. Okay, where my cursor's at. So all this is all farmland in China. All this is farmland. Okay, and so the problem with Hanoi and the north is the pollution. Okay, that's why I left, right? Is the pollution. Tai Nguyen is a huge area, like a really nice up and coming area. That's not too far, maybe about an hour and a half south, maybe 2 hours north of Hanoi, less than maybe an hour. And it's a big area. So these smaller areas are actually like doubling in size because most of the people in the city, they've made their money and they have to commute. They have to commute in. See, the cool thing I like about Vietnam, so the cool thing I like about Vietnam is that people come make their money in the city and then they go back to their hometown and then they bring their hometown up, which is cool. All right. So if I'm you, obviously you're gonna check out Hanoi, but if if I'm you, I would check out Haiphong. All right, I would check. I would live in Halong. I would live in Halong. It's just small, you know. Hai Duong, I would live there as well. But again, the pollution around there, the air pollution is trash. Okay, the further south you get into, it's gonna be more farmland. It's gonna be all farmland. I used to live down here in Thanh Hoa, and Thanh Hoa is it's a nice I like Thanh Hoa to be honest because again it has Samson and this is the beach. This is a beach area that a lot of people don't know. Locals know it, but foreigners don't know it. I when I lived down in this area, I was here majority. I was probably there about 60% of the time. Okay, around this coastline. I literally lived like right here. I literally lived like right here. Okay. And so this was cool. This area is coming up big time. There's not a lot to do. You have to understand this is the north, the southernest, the south north. Okay, the north south. I don't know how they say it. I forget how they say it. This is the southernest point almost of the north region. Okay, so this climate down here is like it's like a valley and it's all farmland and all industrial around it. Okay, so you don't really understand that most of this is all industrial and all of this inside. I've driven this with my motorbike for 6 months back and forth from Hanoi to Thanh Hoa from for 6 months back and forth every Monday. I used to drive my motorbike, and that took me 5 hours. Okay, 4.5, between 4 and 5 hours, one way. Okay, and just understand there's not a lot to do here, but if you are like someone who's working remote and someone who has either you're relaxing, you're a retiree, this would be a good region for you to chill at. Not a lot of people know what this area is, and the beach line, even though it's not the most beautiful, it is still beach. Okay, it's still beach. It's not so bad. Okay, so that's Samsung, and this is where I hope that you guys understand is that there is a lot of coastline here that is untapped, at least on YouTube. Okay, so go check it out. Go make videos. Go enjoy the region. Okay, but this whole north from Tanghua, basically from this little tip of the south of Tanghua to all the way to the border of China. This north region is amazing, man. I really do wish that somehow the air pollution could just be sucked up in a vacuum. Then the north region, I would probably live in the north region forever. That's how strongly I feel about how good the north is. All right. I do love living in the south, but the north has my heart for real. Now let's talk about the central region. Okay. Now the central region is kind of weird because it is it's so elongated that it's very long. Okay. So again, from where my cursor is, from like the tip, I'll go from like Hoang Mai. Okay. So from like here to, and the central region stops about, I would say, like around here, like probably here. Okay. So right there. So let's back up. So Quang Nhai to here, from like here to here. That's your central region. Okay. I could be wrong, but that's your central region. Obviously, that includes Da Nang, Hoi An, Hue, Vinh. Okay, this city right here. Now, not a lot of folks talk about Vinh. All right, Vinh is a really nice area. Now, I drove my motorbike, so from here, when I lived in Thanh from here to here is about, on a motorbike, it's about an hour and a half from Thanh to about here. That's an hour and a half. And I drove the QL1A all the way down. Okay, and so this area right here, what I really loved about this area, Vinh, was not only did they have really good coast that I thought was, is my opinion, but I thought it was really good coast. Their food, I felt like it was the cleanest that I tasted in all of Vietnam, in this region. And that's the central region as well. Okay. This is like the north central region, but it's considered the central region. This area all up and down here is all farmland. Okay. Inland, it's all farmland. Okay. This place right here, it was funny because, and they even have an airport, which is chill. So it's an international airport in Vietnam. It's a pretty small area, a city, but it's growing like nobody's business because it has the coast, right? And it has the farmland and the land all around. So all these little areas here is all farm. I mean, like these are like towns, okay? And these probably have like less than 100,000 people, less than. All these little areas here, okay? These are all farmland. You're probably not gonna live out here, okay? You're probably gonna live in the city center. So Vinh is a really nice area because it reminded me, like, as I've lived here, I remember hearing Hanoi accent, and then I remember going to Vinh, right? I remember hearing the Ho Chi Minh, the Saigon accent, and then I remember going to Vinh and hearing like the way they talk there in particular is like a mix between, it's a mishmash between the North dialect and the South dialect together. So I couldn't understand what the hell they were saying because what they were saying is their tonation is different. And so you're going to run into that if you decide to live in Vin. You're going to run into or if you live in the central region, you're going to run into a different type of accent that is a mismatch between the north and south. Okay, when you live here long enough, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, but if you're just a visitor, you're not gonna know. Okay, but it does sound different. Um, Now that's one of the bigger northern cities. That's the northernest central part of the region. Okay, so that's probably that, and then you have Hue. Okay, you have Hue, and now if you guys don't know where my cursor is, and it's not far from Da Nang, right? But I'll say this: this is one of the coolest areas right here on the coastline. This is one of the coolest areas you're gonna probably see in all of Vietnam because it's beautiful, one, but it's also a lot of this is like beach, coastline, and it's like if it's and it has like little mountains, but it's where the forest or where the vegetation basically meets the sea and meets the ocean. It's awesome, dude. Like it really is one of the things that you must go do as well. Go see the High Hai Van Van Pass Pass High Van Pass. Go check the High Van Pass. High Van Pass is this little place down here. Okay, check it out. Go Google it. High Hai Van Van Pass. Okay, and that's between here. That's between right between here. I took a train. Excuse me. I took a train along the coast, and then we went through the Hai Van Pass. Wow, you can drive it, you can motorbike through it. Just be careful because it's dangerous, but it's truly breathtaking. All right, this area. If you want to live in Hue is the same as Vin. Hue is the same as Vin, and but Hue is different because it was the old emperor capital. It was the old emperor capital, so it's got a lot of history, like thousands of years of history here. If you didn't know, now you know. Hue was the old Hanoi until they moved the capital up to Hanoi. Okay, so this used to be the emperor's castle kingdom here. I know I'm saying that wrong, but this used to be the capital. Okay. If you want to hang out here in Central, the life here is super chill. It's not as busy as the North. It's not as busy as the South, but the Central. I mean, man, if you're gonna chill, this is where a lot of the retirees want to come. This is where a lot of people who have made their money and they want to open up some sort of tourism business here. This is where you open it up at. Okay, relaxation. This area is gonna come up big time for that. Okay, so if you're looking at getting into IT, all that stuff, this is the area you're gonna stay. Okay. Now, let's get to the south. So from the bottom of, let's say the bottom of Quang Ngai, where my cursor is, all the way down. So from the top here, all the way down to here, okay, to Ca Mau. Ca Mau. This is the southernest point of Vietnam. Ca, C-A, you can see it. Ca Mau, okay? And so this is the southernest point of Vietnam. Okay, so this area, this area is all farm, beach, Vietnam. You're gonna start to see a bunch of different but same um, uh, kind of geographic. You know, geographic is basically farmland, beach, um, and this is where you're going to get a lot of. So the south is where you're going to get a lot of your coffee. The north, I forgot to say, is where you get most of your tea, right? They produce most of the tea. This is where you're going to find in the south more of your cashews. Okay, cashews are all around. That's probably the central, but they're all over the country. But the south produces the coffee. Okay, and so Man, the South is very, very interesting because we have Quy Nhon, which right here, I'm on the coast right here. This place is coming up big time, right? Now the South, I'll say, this is my opinion, has the best coastline and beach, okay? The beaches. They have the best beaches in the South. The North, not so much, okay? In Central, they have beaches as well. They have probably some of the best as well. But the South is where it's at. Obviously, you have Nha Trang. Obviously, you have Phan Thiet. Right here, I'm down here. Phan Thiet, which is Moi Ne. Moi Ne. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Where are you at? Moi Ne. Right here. Moi Ne. So, Moi Ne. All right, and then obviously there's Phan Thiet. Pontiac, I said before, this is the city, and then Moine is more of the coast. Okay, coastal city. Again, you can see there's all these little tiny areas in the country that don't really get talked about. Okay, and I will eventually do a video about all these little tiny areas and go visit them for you. Okay, I've already visited a few of them, but I just haven't put them on tape yet. And I was just here. Actually, I'll be coming out with a video later today about Nha Trang. I just went, so I got a lot of video for you guys. I got a video coming out later about Nha Trang, and then Dalat right here. Okay, so the South offers a lot of activities. Okay, a lot of bigger cities are in the South. Why? Because it's it's like the economic hub. It really is the economic hub of Vietnam. The South is. The South be moving, man. They be making a lot of money. But again, if you're an expat that wants a little more action, a little more piece of the action, you got to come to the South, man, because this is where things are, right? You have obviously Ho Chi Minh City, which where I'm at right now. This is the biggest. This is the biggest city here in Vietnam. Okay, this is the economic social hub of Vietnam. Okay, you have coffee. You have coffee here. This is Buon Ma Thuot. Buon Ma Thuot is the coffee region. So this is all coffee right here in this region. All agriculture. Okay, all these little tiny areas. If you guys are an adventurer, you want to go and hang out. You want to see uh, the real Vietnam. You want to check out all these little coffee, tea as well. They produce down here. They produce cashew nuts. They produce all kinds of stuff. Okay, mass factories outside of Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, major industrial parks outside of Ho Chi Minh City. Um, but again, if you're an adventurer and you want to go and check out the real Vietnam, come out here, go and take a tour around and check out the farmland of the South. Legit, okay? Um, this one right here, Tui Hui Hua. This again, these are areas. I'm just telling you guys about these areas that are coming up. Okay, we all know about the Nha Changs, the Ho Chi Minh cities, right? But and the Dalats and all that. But these little guys over here in the corner, be weary about these guys. Okay, there's a huge cost and there's a huge benefit to live in these small areas. I mean, they're just not ready yet for us, you know. One based on our liking. If you are cool with living a local life, cool. But if you are okay with like these areas out here have better air, way better air. Okay, so go check them out. The infrastructure is not ready yet, man. They're getting there, but the infrastructure is not there yet. Okay, go down to again. The South has Can Tho, and Can Tho is like it's the Mekong, right? It's the Mekong Delta. So the Mekong is this lake system. It's the river system, excuse me, river system that just goes. It's just massive. That flows all the way up to Cambodia. It flows. I think it flows up to Laos as well. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. It's all up here. So it flows all. It comes down from there, and it just flows through Cambodia. This is Cambodia, and then through Vietnam, right out into the ocean. This place right here, it reminds me, Can Tho, the Mekong reminds me of, I wasn't even around. Like it reminds me of like seeing like the 60s, the 70s, right? Of USA. This place, if you're looking for a chill, least expensive area in Vietnam, and you're looking, you can even retire in the Can Tho and the Mekong. Um, this is farmland. Super farmland. Um, Man, it's just real grit Vietnam, like real grit Vietnam, old Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? So if Ho Chi Minh City is the new Vietnam, Can Tho is the epitome of the old Vietnam that meets modern Vietnam. Okay, still like down here is super slow, super slow. So it's really affordable and it's not far. It's 5 hour drive from 4 hour drive from Ho Chi Minh City or to Ho Chi Minh City. Again, we have Vung Tau, which is like the best beach area that's close to Ho Chi Minh City. So again, the South is cool, man. So this is Vietnam. This is Vietnam. So again, I know I went a little bit over with this, but if you're gonna pick Vietnam, pick a region first, okay, and then start doing your research on the north, on in central, about the central and region and the south region, okay, three different, completely different regions, pace, lifestyle, okay. So however you want, you know, however your lifestyle is, pick the region first. All right. Let me see if I have some questions. I have some comments here. Let's go to first in the building. My boy, Mr. Duckus Navigator. Duckus, I'm trying to get this right. Mr. Duckus the Navigator. Salute to you, my boy. You're the first in the building. Hello. What's up, man? My boy again says, we are in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, Thank you for the comment, brother. Cal Roach, what's up, brother? Sunshine Shoulders in the building. What's good? Love it. So he says, what's up, brother? What's up, Cal? How you doing, man? See you tonight, brother. See you tonight. Looking forward to it. Thanks for the comment. Philippines in full effect. My boy Steven says, what's up, KT? Looking forward to catching up later tonight. Yes, sir. I will see you tonight too, brother. I'm looking forward to it for sure, for sure. We got a super chat. What's up? That's cool. Thank you, by the way. Blank Paper One, thank you. Salute to you. Thank you. Shout out to you and thank Sunshine Soldiers Calvin for the great recommendation to your channel. This is great advice. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. We don't get a lot of super chats around these parts, but thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. And yes, shout out to Sunshine Soldiers. You know what it is. Can't wait to see you guys tonight. Bring your cameras. Bring your cameras, boys. All right. John Golden, my guy John says, hey, KT, checking in from Ise, Japan. I know where you at. I met a worker here from Bac Ninh, Vietnam. Oh, okay, okay. He told me that the city was lobbying to go from tier 2 to tier 1 by 2027. Yeah. I mean, again, like Bac Ninh is a huge industrial place. And let me show you where it's at, just so you guys can get some context. I showed you just now, but let me just get some context for this. No, that's not what I want. Share my screen. Okay, he's from the north. So Bac Ninh is right here. Right here. So this is where he's from. Now, that's not gonna happen because I'm gonna have to be honest. Bac Ninh is probably one of the worst cities to live in. Don't go live there ever. It's probably one of the worst cities just because the air pollution and the proximity from Hanoi and the mountains. Bac Ninh is on the ground here is one of the most polluted cities in all of Vietnam. All right, they're not positioned in a good area, um, and their air pollution here is trash, like trash. So yeah, I have friends from Bac Ninh, and they moved to Hanoi. So and it you can see it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Hanoi. So it's in a prime location. But even in this picture, look, even in this picture, you can see the smog, right? This is 2021, and you can still see the smog, right? I mean, it's not a bad city, but it's just the pollution here is trash. It's worse than Hanoi. Okay, so it's not gonna happen. I'll be honest. They do a lot of it's a factory town, so they do a lot of factory work here in right outside, like even Hai Duong right here. It's all factory. So again, that's why even like Bakzang, again, these areas because they're so close to each other, all these areas here is all farm and industrial. Okay, so there's mad pollution, air pollution up and down here. And there's a lot of the air pollution is because of these cities, like from Hanoi. A lot of these, okay? So, yeah, if they want to go from a tier two to a tier one, I mean, look how small it is. And the 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 reason why they want to go from a tier two to tier one is because the proximity to Hanoi. But if they were a little bit away from Hanoi, they would be a tier three, tier four. Okay. But because the proximity and a lot of people are moving here just because it's so expensive to live in Hanoi for the locals, they're and it's like probably an hour's drive, hour and a half. So, and I think it's probably even 45 minutes on the toll road, to be honest. So, they can get to Hanoi easy, and it's the cost of living here is a little probably a little bit um, probably a little bit more in some areas and a lot less in some areas. That's the discrepancy in Vietnam. It's like one place could cost you a ton of money, and another place, you know, another like ward, like area, section, neighborhood, ward, um, they that could shit could be like dirt cheap. So yeah, Vietnam's got a long way to go, but it's a nice area. It's a nice area inland, and the proximity to Hanoi, I understand why, but Hanoi is a tier one city. There's only three legit tier one cities. Like Haiphong could be a tier one city by itself because it's the size and all of the basically a lot of their GDP comes from their exports. Okay, so and their port is one of the busiest ports in all of Asia. So this could be a tier one, but it's considered tier two. Okay, Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City, legit tier one cities. But Bac Ninh, that's basically a tier three city. I mean, yes, basically it's a tier three city. Okay, appreciate you, bro. I know I went a little ham, but it's cool, man. Um, so yeah, man, I we'll see. We'll definitely see, man. All right, so let's get into. Oh, I see. I have one more comment. John, thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. Salute to you. Raul Ortiz. Salute to you, my man. Thanks for the comment, man. He says, "Hi, came across your content. Currently learning more about business, living culture in Vietnam. Quick question: what are tiers?" Yeah. So let me show you, man, real quick, because we educate around here. Okay. So let me get into. Let me show you, man, because I actually did. Just not to bore everyone who's actually been around. Let me show you on my channel real quick. I'm on the live. I'm on the live tab. Okay. Where are you? Here, right here. See this video right here? Cost of living in Vietnam, tier one versus tier four. City versus countryside breakdown. Okay. So go check that one out. I'm gonna give you a little explanation right now, but go check that one out. I do a lot of different stuff here. I talk about a lot of different stuff about Vietnam, but check them out. My lives are pretty good as well. I give a lot of information on all my videos as well. Okay, so go check these out when you have time. Stay here, okay? But go check that one out. I explain what tier cities are in this live. Okay, that was a month ago. All right, so I appreciate your comment, but let me break it down for you. Let me stop sharing. And a tier one city is something that is economically they are established. Okay, tier one, for example, is I just said it is Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang. Okay, Da Nang is on the cusp of a tier one, but we still consider it a tier one. Da Nang technically is a tier two city, but because it's popular, it's established, the infrastructure is there, but it's not ready to be a tier one infrastructurally. I don't even know if that's a word, but infrastructurally, it's still a tier two. Okay, but legit tier one cities are the established. Okay, and that is Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang, and Hanoi. Tier two is more like the little brothers of those three. Okay, that's gonna be like your Haifongs, your Can Thos. That's gonna be your I don't know if I think yeah, I would say it's I don't know what Dalat is, but I think Dalat might be a tier three city. Okay, it's smaller. These tier twos smaller, tier threes smaller, and then tier four is like countryside. Okay, those are like small towns. But I explain it better in that video, so go check that out. But I'll just say that most of us expats are going in here in Vietnam are going to live in tier ones because we need the connectivity and tier twos. Okay. Now, some of you who are married to Vietnamese are then they're from like a tier four, tier three city. You might have family that you go over there and visit, but you know the difference. Okay, that's countryside stuff. Uh, I wouldn't recommend living in countryside, but again, as Vietnam comes up in the 2030s, that might change. Eventually, when I start a family, I'm gonna eventually move to the countryside, and maybe we'll have a house somewhere in Ho Chi Minh, or maybe just right outside of Ho Chi Minh. But Ho Chi Minh is the economic hub. You need to be here. Okay. You don't have to be here, but you need to be here. All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining, and thanks for finding me. Love it, man. And he says, "Oh, sick will do." Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Much love to you, my man. Hope you're doing well. So let's get into segment number two, best city for first timers. Okay, so if you're a first timer, I'm gonna be honest, man, and I just said it. Don't move to anywhere tier two, tier three, and tier four city. Don't move. Okay, I know. You want to check out Vietnam and you want to be in the real Vietnam. You didn't come to Vietnam just to um, live around a bunch of foreigners. Well, newsflash, tier one cities, you're going to be far enough away from foreigners that you can be, or you can be right next to us. You know what I mean? I live in District 3 in Ho Chi Minh City. And District 3 is a mix between expats, but it's majority locals. Okay. We live literally right next to the canal. So like there's a canal that goes through um, separating District 1 on the other side and District 3 where we're at. Okay. So literally I go outside and I can see District 1 right there. It's literally right there. And so most people are going to want to live, if you're a first timer, just get your feet wet. All right, just get your feet wet. If you're a first timer, go live in Ho Chi Minh City, go live in Da Nang, go live in Hanoi, because get your feet wet first, get boots on the ground, get established, and then understand how Vietnamese people work, and then go and explore a tier two city or a tier three city. Okay? For first timers, you guys want to experience as much connectivity and luxury that you can. And I don't mean like you're going to you're going to spend, I don't mean like luxury like we think in the West luxury. I'm talking about good infrastructure. I'm talking about basics, like amazing infrastructure, high speed internet. You won't have brownouts or blackouts. You'll have really good international food. You'll have a good dating pool. You'll be able to make good money. You'll be able to retire here. These are tier ones. These are established. Okay, and so the my my hesitation with you going to a tier two city is because those things, all those things are not necessarily guaranteed. Okay. Now, if you live in a tier one city on the outskirts of like D12 here in Ho Chi Minh City or District 9, um, and when I say D12, I mean district. Okay, District 12. Okay. So if I say D1, that's obviously I'm talking District 1. This is for all you newbies. Okay. Um, so D12, D9, even those cities, those districts are further. They're on the outskirts, and I'm gonna have to show y'all because it doesn't make sense for me to tell you better than I can show you. All right, we're getting back to the map. All right, I'm talking about just Ho Chi Minh City right now. Okay, the outskirts of Ho Chi Minh City. All right, so I'm about my place is about so here's District 1. This is District 1. This is the heartbeat of Ho Chi Minh City. Heartbeat. I live over here, somewhere over here. Okay. So this is the canal that goes through the area. And District 3 is on this side. District 1 is on this side. Okay. So I live somewhere over here. Okay. And so literally I like right somewhere in here, somewhere in here. And so that's where you can find really good areas. Now, if you know what you are doing, then you can find really good deals in these little tiny areas and these prime locations. Now, we got a really good deal here for renting a house. Okay, I showed you guys, I did a video about it. And so, um, if you're going to live in Ho Chi Minh, again, I'm just real quick, newbies, this Quan 2, Quan is district in Vietnamese. Okay, so Quan 2 or Quan Hai is District 2 is where the foreigners live. They live up in Tao Dien, up here. Okay, so District 2, this is a part or a neighborhood of District 2, and this is Tao Dien. Right across the river is Bin Tan, Binthanh, Bin Tan. Okay. Let me see if I can find that for you here. Where is it? Where is it? Bin Tan. I don't know anyways, I don't think I can. But anyways, so a lot of expats live in this area as well. This is where Landmark 81 is at. Okay. Now you can see Landmark 81 from all around the city, even on the outskirts. Okay. Just giving you a quick little detail. So most of the expats that come here, when you see videos, they're talking about Tao Dien. They're talking maybe Bintan, maybe Bintan, which is around this area, right across the Saigon River, okay, from Tao Dien. Again, we're all sprinkled, all in between, right? But the proximity to D1 here, the proximity to D1, so you want to live as close to D1 as possible, okay? Because this is all of this out here is good, okay, for us. We're sprinkled all throughout here. Clearly, this is the airport. This is Tan Binh, Tanbinh, Tan Binh, okay? And this is where we moved from, okay? We were legit across the street from the airport 4 months ago, okay? And all of last year, okay? This is where I lived before, but we moved closer, okay? From here to here is a 15-minute drive, 20 minutes if with traffic, Okay, doesn't look like it, but it is. Okay, like 20, 25 minutes from here to here. Okay, most of you guys are going to work around the city. If you are going to get a place in D, down here is going to be D12, and then down here is D9. Okay, so D9, D8, District 8, Quan Tam. Okay, and so that's 8. Tam in Vietnamese is 8. Tam, Tam, 8. Okay, that's down here. District 9 and District 8. These are these areas. That's on the outskirts of the city. If you're going to live in the outskirts of the city, just be prepared for isolation. Okay, unless you pick the right neighborhood. Okay, most foreigners don't live here, but it's starting to become a trend, really starting to become a trend where a lot of the expats who are tired of living in the city, in the city, they're moving out here, and you can get good deals. But again, I am an example because I just rented a house for 11 million. And so it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to tell you guys, first timers, is that it doesn't matter the district. You can find a good deal as long as you come and hit me up. I got you. No, but as long as you know which real estate agent to talk to, and if they're connected and they know some stuff about the areas, okay? It's very vital that you understand that when you get here, pick the area, okay? Pick the region, then pick your city, okay? Then pick your area, your neighborhood, okay? Your district, okay? And then do your research on that, okay? But again, first timers, most of y'all stay here. You guys stay between like the Ho Chi Minh here, and you guys stay between here, okay? That's generally, okay? That's what you guys do. In Da Nang, first timers, first timers generally stay between like here, more like here, more like here. No, excuse me. More like here, here, all the way down from like this little square right here. Boom. Most of you guys stay over here, okay? Most of you, okay? On this side, that's where the locals stay, okay? It's a lot more cost effective to stay on this side than it is on this side, okay? You can, of course, you can pick this area as well. First timers, I would, but again, first timers generally want to stay on the beach side. So you guys are going to be here. Let's be real. Me and Beach, Me K Beach, right? You guys are going to be all up and down here, okay? But majority of you guys are going to stay on, this is the bridges on the other side, right? This on this side, the airport side, they call it inland. Most of some of you, I'm sure most of you, a lot of expats stay here too, and it's more cost effective, okay? All right, and then the north, let's go to the north for first timers. So a lot of y'all, a lot of you guys, so a lot of you guys stay here. So when I used to live in Hanoi, I lived up here. Okay, I'll get a little closer. This area is called Tay Ho. Okay, in Vietnamese they say Ho Tay. Okay, and so you see it right here, Ho Tay. Okay, that I believe that is like Tay is west and Ho, baby, what's Ho? Yeah, lake. Thank you, Nay. Yeah, it means Westlake. Yeah, obviously, duh. I remember, yeah. So this lake right here is Westlake. Okay, a lot of expats. This is the expat district right here in Hanoi. Ho Tay, or in English we call it Tay Ho. Okay, Tay Ho, West Lake. This is where we stay, right here, all around the lake. Okay. Now the old quarter, this is where the entertainment, this is the entertainment of Hanoi. Okay. And that is like from here, all just this little area right here, right in here. Okay. This is where you guys will be living. Okay. period. Now, when you become an expat, you can stay in Ba Ding, which is this area right here. That is basically downtown Hanoi. And then across here, across the bridge, this is Long Bien. Now, a lot of rich Vietnamese and Hanoi from Hanoi people live here. Okay, they don't live in the city. Obviously, they probably have houses and rental property, but they live down here as well. Okay, this is primarily down here is primarily local Vietnamese. Okay, so basically, Ba Ding, this is where first timers are gonna live, right here in this little area. Okay, but majority of you are probably gonna live up here. Okay, now when I left Tejo, when we moved down here, me and my lady, Tejo went through a completely different. I mean, legit, they dug up the streets and they made them wider. They made them. Tejo's more bougie now. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad I got out when I did because I don't like bougie places. You know what I mean? I'm not that. I like the real deal Vietnamese. Like, give me the mom and pop bang me spot. Give me the local spot. That's what I like. But it became more bougie. A lot more boutiques came in. Literally, they dug up this place, and so yeah, now it's a completely different area. But it's a nice area. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice area to live around here, and a lot of international food. I'm gonna be honest. The food here is trash. The international food is trash. So just cook, okay? Just cook or go get some local food. The international food here is garbage. Okay. Anyways, that's for you newbies. For the newbies, I would say don't just stick with the big boys for now. Your first year, you should be at the big boys. Okay, you should be hanging out in Hanoi. You should be hanging out in Ho Chi Minh, and you should be hanging out in Da Nang. Straight up. All right, let's keep it moving, man. So the best city for budget living. I'm gonna be honest, man. You checked out tier. If you looked at the tier two or the tier live video, then you'll understand that this here. Most everywhere in Vietnam, this is gonna be very easy. Most everywhere in Vietnam is gonna be pretty cost effective. However, just understand that if you are going to live in like a place like Thao Dien in Ho Chi Minh here, it's going to be expensive. Like you guys don't understand that Vietnam can be expensive and it can be affordable. Two things exist at the same time. They like that's why I don't live in Thao Dien. I'm not trying to spend 30 million, 40 million on rent, and then understand that you're gonna have to pay your deposits, right? So again, remember I told you last week, I believe it was last week, the deposits, two and two or one and one, right? So that's like over 100 million, over 100 million VND just to move in, just to move in. Like, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good. So I would say go to Can Tho, excuse me, Can Tho. All right. Someone I always say can, but it's Can Tho. All right. Gotta talk from here, right here, your roof. But let me show you, man. I showed you, but let me show you on the map. This is gonna be a map heavy live because I just want you guys to see this, man. All right, what I'm talking about. So, if you want to go to Can Tho, then go to Can Tho is the Mekong Delta. Remember, it's down here. Okay, it's down here. So this is again very cost effective. I mean, here is very affordable, very affordable. Can Tho is the capital of, well, the capital of the Mekong Delta, but you have Long Xuan, which is I've been here, and it's surprisingly a pretty massive area. Okay, I did videos here. Okay, if you go back in my catalog last summer, I was in Chodok, Chodok. Okay, and Chodok is a small area. Like that's the one I did the village video. Okay, from here, this is this area. This area is 5 hours away from Ho Chi Minh City. If you can see from here to here, it's 5 hours. Okay, and so the capital of this area is this is just the biggest city. Okay, the biggest city there where you're gonna get work, where you're gonna chill, where you're probably gonna find the most people, right here. Okay, this area, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. This area here, it's for a certain type of foreigner that wants to live there. If you want more of a chill, more affordable, way more affordable than Ho Chi Minh City, than tier one cities, Can Tho is tier, I believe it's a tier two city, and it's big enough and it has the infrastructure there, but again, it's just not there yet. You know what I mean? But it's big enough. It's a port city, I believe, and it has a lot to offer. I don't know. I'm not necessarily sure about the international food there. I have friends that live there, but I'm not necessarily sure. All these little tiny areas here. The cool thing I like about Can Tho is that there's all these little areas here where you can check out, and it's like an hour ride, 30 minute, 45 minute. You can go to the most southern point in Cà Mau, and you can check it out, man. I mean, like it's I like shit like this. I like shit like this, to be honest. And then you have, you have this city here is Zaya. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but anyways, you can see it. And this is like it's Can Tho and this city where they are the two biggest ones. Can Tho is definitely the biggest in this region, but this one right here is on the coast. Okay. Awesome. Awesome area, man. Okay. So there's that one. Let me look. I forget where else it said. Let's go here. So you want to go to Quy Nhon, and Da Nang. Okay. So if you're gonna live on a budget, go to Can Tho, Quy Nhon, and Da Nang. Da Nang is surprisingly for a tier one city. Da Nang is absolutely gorgeous. We know this, and compared to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, for it being a tier one city, it's really, really affordable. Um, if I could, if there were jobs in Da Nang, I would absolutely live in Da Nang. Um, Again, for a first timer, for a budget friendly person, if I'm living in Da Nang and I can find a really good area, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna live on this side. Now, this is just between you and me, but if I would live over here. I would live on this side. Ooh, right here. I live on this side. Try not to get these little icons. Okay? I'm living over here. Why? Because you're gonna pay a third or half over here than you are over here, right? Of course, this is the beach side. That's where everybody want to go. But if you live over here, you're closer to the airport, right? Hop, skip, and a jump to the airport, and you can go right across the bridge, right? Just get onto the bridge and then go that way. And plus the view over here, the views down in this little area right here, fire, right? Fire. Okay. So that's what I would do. Okay. And then Quy Nhon is down here in the south. So where you at? Where you at? There you are, right here. Okay. Let's get into it. So this area, I've been here as well. Okay. I absolutely loved this area. Now they've changed this area considerably, and I was there probably 3 years ago. maybe 2.5 years ago. I was there, and I went there. It's all coast. Let's see if they have some pictures of it. But it's legit. It's quiet. It's chill. It's getting more. It's getting a lot busier. But you can see, right? Like this place is. It has the mountains. It has the coast. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I love when the mountains meet the coast. That shit is fire, man. Love that. But anyways, this area, fire. And this they're really pumping the hell of money into this city to bring it up. All right, they really wanted to compete with Da Nang because Da Nang is just overcrowded, and they want another area to funnel everybody down. So be prepared for this area to come up. All right, this place is cheap. Excuse me, it's more affordable. Okay, and so obviously, if you live on the coast, it's not going to be as affordable. But if you if you live in you're slightly inland, man, you could save half. This place is cool, man. I loved it when I was there. So that is again, let me get off of this. That's the south. Okay. Ah, no, that's central. That's central. Okay, it's on the cusp, to be honest, but I would consider it central. All right. So yeah, I mean, you know, you look for yourself. I think that again, if you're looking for affordability, which one am I picking? I'm gonna pick this one right here, Quy Nhon. That's the one I'm gonna do. Okay. And again, why? Because just you can get in, you can rent a car or you can rent a VIP shuttle, and it can take you to all these little beach areas that are untapped. Okay, just right in your little area, you know. And then you can go to Pleiku, which is inland. See, it's inland, and this is all farmland. Really cool farmland that you can go check out, and it's just a lot of activities to do over here as well. All right, and then all this stuff. I love it, man. This little region right here is so cool to me. It's fascinating. I ain't gonna lie. All right, so let's keep it rolling, man. Let's keep it rolling. Uh, okay, so for you business career opportunities, you guys are looking for which area to go to? Well, obviously, we're going to Saigon, right? Again, we're gonna hit the big three. Hanoi, Da Nang. Again, tier one, you could typically say that this is gonna be good for everything, but um, you never know. Go to Nha Trang, right? Career opportunities. I got a little thing for you guys in Nha Trang in a minute. Quy Nhon, again, tourism, right? Nha Trang, um, before I talk about the big three, real quick, Nha Trang, I was just there last week, and I got to talking to some business owners, and a lot of them mentioned just last week that the teaching they need teachers. Okay, the teaching opportunities in the Chang are about to go. Okay, why? Because and in Dalat in Dalat. Okay, now for years I would have loved to be in Dalat, but there was no jobs, like not any jobs. Okay, so that's why I've stuck with the big boys, the tier ones. But now there's a lot more English teaching opportunities in the Chang and in Dalat. So if this is a good time to kind of look into that opportunity of teaching outside of the big three. Now, I'll be honest, man, if I could find a good paying job, basically more than what I'm getting paid now, but if I could find maybe another 5 to 10 million on the job side over there in Dalat and in Nachang, I probably would leave the bigger cities. Just because, I mean, the pollution's cool, but I mean, the pollution's not cool, but I want clean air, man. You know, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I have asthma, bruh, so I want to breathe clean air. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the least. That's the least. Just give me clean air. I mean, I could be in Saigon and you can give me clean air, and I'm cool. You know, Saigon, obviously, it's the economic hub of Vietnam, so everything is here, right? This is where you're gonna want to start your business. This at least have an office here or your headquarters here. You're gonna, if you're a tech startup, have your business here, but again, you go to Da Nang. Um, but I would have your headquarters, at least have your headquarters in Ho Chi Minh City, all your startups. Saigon, no brainer. Hanoi, that's where all your government, academia stuff is. So, yes, if you're into that kind of sector in the education or government, NGOs, you're in there, go start it up in Hanoi. That's where you need to go. I'm not saying that you need to have a satellite office in Saigon for sure. Okay. If you're in Da Nang, that's where it's gonna be techie. Okay. IT, all your tech boys. It's not there yet. They're building it, but that's where Vietnam's heading into the future. That place in Da Nang is, and around Da Nang and the central, that's where they're going to have all IT, remote, all that good stuff. Okay. So then give it about 5 years. Well, no, they're actually building pretty quickly. So within 5 years, that should be rocking. Okay. And then again, I talked about Nha Trang in that, but Saigon, if you're a businessman, businesswoman, come to Saigon, start your headquarters here, get busy. Okay. You want to work? If you're a worker bee and you're not yet you're not yet in retirement age, come to the big three. If you find a good opportunity in and outside of the big three, uh, then consult with someone first before you accept the position. Because outside, the reason why most of us expats stick to the big three is because there's a lot of scams that go on outside. Um, and so, for example, um, they will pick, so they meaning the businesses will pick Americans, yeah, North and South Americans. They'll keep, but specifically from the Western countries, specifically from the West, they'll keep you guys, keep us in the cities, and then they'll put everyone who's non-native outside of the big three. So, and there's a lot, I mean, outside of the big three, it's rife with scams and bullshit. Okay, so be careful. All right. That's why we stick to the big three. Let's go to dating. Dating life, man. I mean, a lot of you guys are telling me you guys are having issues with dates, man. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are having issues. It's not that difficult. And you don't need to find, or excuse me, you don't need to speak Vietnamese. I'm telling you, the best dating pool is Saigon. Straight up. The best, the most, the vastness is, and them being ready for you, Saigon for sure. Okay, you want some situationships? Go to Saigon. Excuse me, come to Saigon. All right. You looking for a marriage? You're looking for a relationship? Go to Hanoi. Go to Hanoi. Go to the north. Okay. Now stick to Hanoi because you're not ready. If you're not ready for the outside, you know, you're not ready for that. So stick to Hanoi, and then that way, because they speak, she or he will speak English better, okay, than if you're in the outside, like Tai Nguyen and Hai Phong. Hai Phong, you can get, Hai Phong has a good expat community, so you'll find expats there. Also, you'll find some Vietnamese who actually speak good English over there. Okay, it's very spotty. But outside of Hanoi, it's going to be very, very difficult having a relationship with a Vietnamese woman who doesn't speak English. Okay, I've done it. Not a relationship, but situationship. I've done it. It's cool for like 3 minutes, and then you're like, I'm good. All right. Hanoi, again, like I said, my lady's from Hanoi. I've dated in Hanoi, a situationship in Hanoi. I've situationship all around this damn country. And the best, most quality women I've ever come across is in the north. Straight up, man. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. All right. Da Nang. Um, Now Da Nang's weird, man. You know, because I'm not saying you can't find relationships, right? And I'll get on the social life in a hot minute. But Da Nang, if you're looking for a Vietnamese woman, it's gonna be kind of difficult to find a Vietnamese woman. Now, I'm just saying in general because there's a lot of expats there, and so it depends on your lifestyle, how you meet them. Okay, you can meet them, but you have to be intentional about it more in Da Nang than I would say in the south and the north, because you're gonna run into a lot of expats. I mean, we know there's tons of expats there. If you have game, go to Da Nang. You'll find a good central, or you'll find a good northern girl up there as well. Okay, nothing beats the north. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a strong advocate of finding your partner in the north. Okay, and this came from a Vietnamese person who told me about this 5 years ago before I moved up to Hanoi. And then obviously you guys see I'm about to be married, so with a North girl. So I speak through experience, man. The Chang, I would say, oh, let me get back to Da Nang real quick. Da Nang, the reason why I'm saying that is because I've noticed Da Nang is more of a couples thing. Like if you have a girl, you and your girl move into Vietnam, and you guys can hang out with each other. That's kind of what I see more of. Like a boyfriend bringing his girl to Da Nang. If you want to date foreign women, you're gonna Da Nang's you. Okay, all you, bro, all you. Okay, Da Nang's all you. Okay, that's gonna be good for you. The Chang, it's kind of the same thing, man. When I was just there last week, I saw 80% Russian. That's that's what you're gonna see in my video when I drop later today about Nha Trang. That was my first time in Nha Trang last week, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I barely saw Vietnamese people. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Seriously, I barely saw Vietnamese. It was all Russian, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, all in at least in the area where we were. Okay, and that's the tourist area, but like 80% of the people I saw there were Russian. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Nha Trang, you're gonna have more of a I don't know. Again, this is my first time there, but if you're a first timer, it might be a little bit intimidating. It's cool. I thought Nha Trang, to be honest, was better than Da Nang. Just saying, just saying. I thought it was better. Okay. Um, Social life, I don't know how it is social life, man. In the chain. I know social life in Saigon is good here. I know social life in Hanoi is kind of dry, but it depends on who you're with and where you're around, what your lifestyle is. Okay. Um, and then obviously in Da Nang, social life is fire over there. Okay. So you won't have a problem. Get with expats. If you want to hang out with some Vietnamese, it's going to be a little more difficult in every area. On Vietnamese don't just let you in. You gotta earn. You gotta earn it. Okay, just like they should earn it with you. Okay, don't just be a dumb Westerner and be like, hey, I'm in Vietnam, great, yay. Okay, don't just do that. Right? They gotta earn it from you as well. Okay, um, it's nice to have local friends, and it's nice to have foreign friends. But again, not all foreigners are created equal. That's what another foreigner told me 5 years ago. Okay. So not all foreigners are created equal. Just keep that in mind. All right. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. This one's gonna be a little bit long. I'm almost done. Not too far from it. Okay. You're looking for the best cities. If you guys are looking for the best cities and the more calmer cities, I'm just gonna say we all know this, man. But there's a few new ones here, man. Okay. Dalat. Now I told you, Dalat is gonna come on the map, right? Let me show you. Oh, I'm still sharing. Sorry, you guys have been looking at whatever you've been looking at. Okay. Oh, okay. How come I can't see? Ah, okay. We go like this. Okay. Good. I'm glad you guys weren't looking at the map. All right. So again, you guys are going to see coming up this next week, videos from, I have a series coming from Dalat, okay? And then I have a video coming out today about Nha Trang, okay? I was with my lady and we were some friends and we all went out and had a good time, okay, for the week. So you'll see some videos coming out, okay? Dalat, dude, Dalat is absolutely, if you don't know about Dalat, Dalat is an area that, let me just show you. It's a mountain area, okay? Look at Dalat, man. That's how it really looks, okay? That's 2021. This is what Dalat really looks like. And wait till my video comes out next week. My videos. You'll see. You'll see. Dalat is a mountain area. Now, this is 2021. This is completely redone. Like completely. I can't show you yet, but I'm going to show you my video. When my video comes out, this thing is, they completely destroyed this whole area right here that you're looking at. And the thing in the middle, this thing right here, is still there, but they have it's completely different. Obviously, this isn't 2021. Where are all the new pictures at? Okay, so this is the lot. It's completely different now. Like, it's weird to see it like this. Because 5 years ago, when I came here the first time, it looked like this. And then last week, I came back. 5 years later, it's completely different. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but I was like, whoa, this place has changed. This place is amazing. There's two mountain areas well, okay, there's three mountain areas, but okay, but specifically for tourism, there's two, okay? Let's get out of here. There's this area, Dalat, which is in the south, okay? Ho Chi Minh's here. This is like a 5-hour drive on the other direction, okay? No, 7-hour bus ride, excuse me. This is like a 6 to 7-hour bus ride from Ho Chi Minh City, okay? Nha Trang it depends on the bus you go to, the bus company you go with. It can be a 5 to 7-hour bus ride, same as Dalat, but straight, okay? Dalat, obviously, there's mountains, okay? And from Nha Trang to Dalat, that was 2 hours, 2-hour bus ride we took. Like about a 2.5 hour bus ride, less than, okay? Quick, over the mountains, through the mountains, right? And so there's two mountain areas, Dalat in the south and Sapa, which is right here, right? They say Sapa, like Sapa, right? Or some would say Lao Cai, but that's like the city part of Sapa. Okay, Sapa this is in the mountains. Okay, let me show you where I'm at. Okay, so Hanoi's here, right? Remember, we're all the way over here on the East Coast earlier at Ha Long Bay. Now we're on the west side. West side. Okay, we're on the west side of Hanoi. Okay, so now you can see that all this is mountain, obviously, but it is close to the border of China. Okay, it's like super close. Okay, and Sapa is an area that I've never been to Sapa. I've heard Sapa's nice, but it's like super touristy, like way more than Dalat, from what I've heard. And maybe one day I'll go, maybe one day, just to check it out. But I've never been here before, and so I've heard that it's overrated. I've heard it's overrated. And eventually I'll get there. But two areas that tourists can come and visit specifically for tourism is Sapa and Dalat. My favorite, Dalat. Okay. Dalat it just feels like a cooler mountain area that it's not, it's like a community more as you go up to an area and then they try to sell you a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? And it's real. It's the only area in the South from my understanding, that is mountainous and freezing, freezing like cold, you know. And so if you know the South, you understand that this is like a sweat box. The South is a sauna, okay, except for this place. Period. It's cool, man. I loved it a lot. Now, this is one of the areas I would actually tell you retirees to go and retire to. Yeah, I know. There's no beach, but when you get there, you're gonna fall in love just like everyone else. Okay? There's a huge lake here. Huge. Okay? And you can go all the way around, right? We stayed somewhere up here, like somewhere up here. And this area, I mean, if you know anything about mountains, you know. Okay? They really did a good job with this place. There's hella waterfalls. I'm not going to tell you too much because uh, I'm going to show you, okay, next week. But there's so much really cool stuff here, and the climate here is some of the best in the country. Mild, like I'll be honest, in the daytime it was freaking hot. I ain't gonna lie, but like once the sun started to go down a little bit, it got cold, like like super cold. So Delat's great, man. If I could retire here, I would retire here, straight up. That's how much I actually really like uh, Delat. This is a retirement area, okay, for Vietnamese, for old military Vietnamese, rich Vietnamese, Southern Vietnamese people. They come here to retire. Okay, this place was packed during Tet holiday last week. It was packed. Okay, tons of Russians and Vietnamese. That's all I saw. All right. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. I do have some comments, and I will get there in 1 second. So let me remove this and bring you back. Okay. So then again, Dalat, cool cafes, art. It's really artsy here. So if you really like that type of stuff, you're an artsy type of person, go to Dalat and you'll have a good time there. Okay. Quy Nhon, we already talked about it just now before. It's really quiet coast. They're really coming up. You're looking for it's really calm considering how amazing they're actually making that area. Okay, super quiet. I do remember that. It was super quiet. Okay. Da Nang is quiet enough, but still, this place was really quiet. Hoi An, I love Hoi An. Hoi An is amazing. Like if I were you, I would live in Hoi An. I wouldn't live in Da Nang. Okay. Nothing against Da Nang. It's just that uh, it's too many foreigners going there, and they're really ruining it. Now Hoi An as well, they're there as well, but Hoi An is much slower than Da Nang, and I absolutely love Hoi An. I think it's you can ride your bicycle from Hoi An to Da Nang as well. So I mean, it's cool and it's slow pace of life. Got the charm there. They got the beach. You know what I mean? Better beaches than Da Nang. Just gonna say. Just gonna say. Okay. Routine really beats isolation. Now, a lot of YouTubers don't really explain to you guys, but Vietnam can be very isolating. Um, so understand that you know I felt isolated before, you know, a lot. Right in the middle of the fucking city, you feel isolated, right? Because you don't speak the language, um, most of it, and even when you do speak the language, it's like they're not your friends, you know. They can become your friends, but Vietnamese ain't gonna kick it with you. They're not really gonna kick it with you, okay? Because one, they're not used to how we rock, how we move. They're not used to it. Vietnamese have a long way to go before they become your friend, you know. And most of these Vietnamese, they don't have they're not they don't know anything about the West, like really, to be honest. And then when we talk to each other, and I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for a long-term relationship, friendship with a Vietnamese, not relationship, friendship with a Vietnamese, it takes time, it takes understanding. And I don't, sometimes, if you find a good Vietnamese, they speak English, like straight up. So those Vietnamese you can become friends with, the ones who speak English. But a regular Vietnamese who doesn't know English, they're just not gonna fuck with you, straight up. So you understand that Vietnam can be isolating even if you're in the center of everything. Okay, that's why it's good to get expat friends, right? Yeah, I know, I get it. But we can be a good role model to you. Those of us who've lived here long, we understand that, man, it gets lonely here sometimes. I don't hear a lot of YouTubers talking about that shit. It does get lonely. All right. That's why it's good to have a good mix of expat friends and Vietnamese friends. Okay, who can and don't make it like don't make Vietnamese friends just to use them. Like genuinely get to know them. Like genuinely, I think Vietnamese people are cool as fuck. I really do. I think they're the craziest motherfuckers in the world, straight up. Like two things can exist at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my experience. I think they're the greatest. I think they're one of the greatest people around. Genuine, happy, um, but then you they can flip in a heartbeat, and then they're crazy as fuck, you know. And then so you got to be okay with that. All right. You know your Vietnamese friends in the West. They crazy. Now, I'm around 100 million of them, and they're all, it's like they go off in a heartbeat, but then they're the best people in the world. So straight up, man. All right. Let me look at these comments real quick. See what we got. Uh, Yahweh says, there's nothing to do, but it's a great place to hide out in the summer. Yeah. Are you talking about, what are you talking about? Which city? Um, Clarify for me. But yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Which city? But thanks for the comment, brother. And the new airport is open. Oh, okay. So you must be talking about Vung Tau then. You're probably talking about Vung Tau. But let me know. Uh, or Dalat. One of the others. Okay. Appreciate you, Yahweh, man. You appreciate you. Okay. So let's get into. We're almost done here. We're almost finishing up. Best places for beaches. I mean, these last ones super easy, man. Super easy. Okay. Obviously, Nha Trang. Okay. Nha Trang has resorts. Dalat has the resort. Excuse me. Da Nang has resorts. Okay. But the difference between Da Nang and Nha Trang is you can't snorkel. Like there's a lot in Nha Trang. You can. They have reef over there, I believe. I think there's like a little tiny reef or something over in the Chang. So you can go down coral reef, and so you can go down and dive, and they have all kinds of water activities. Whereas like in the water, whereas um, in Da Nang they just don't, right? In the Chang they have a bunch of activities you can do, like parasailing, those kind of water sports type deal. Da Nang, nah. No. So again, Nha Trang's smaller than Da Nang. And so they call Nha Trang the Miami of Vietnam. Now, I've seen some people say Da Nang is the Miami. It's not. It's not. This is how I know people don't know what the fuck they're talking about on YouTube. Okay? The Miami of Vietnam is Nha Trang. Okay? But also, best beaches, Quy Nhon, of course, not the best beaches there. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't from what I saw, and that was 3 years ago. Quy Nhon was the surf was cool from what I saw and remember, but it was just very quiet, and the beach was trash. I'm not gonna lie, the beach was trash. Okay, but again, that's 3 years ago. Things have changed. So I haven't been back in three years. So I should go back. Phu Quoc, I was there 5 years ago with my boy Alec. Shout out to you, my brother. Um, Phu Quoc is cool, but it's expensive, man. And it's to me, 5 years ago, Phu Quoc was fire because I remember we went around the island, and let me show you where Phu Quoc is. Let me remove here, go here. All right, Phu Quoc. So if you go all the way over here to Phu Quoc, this is Cambodia, right? This is Vietnam. This is Cambodia. This is Vietnam, right? This is Phu Quoc. Okay. Phu Quoc, good beaches, amazing beaches, but they turned it into resorts. Like a lot of this, like it remind when I went to Phu Quoc, it's funny because I'm like, oh, okay, it's an island. This is 5 years ago. I was like, oh, it's an island. Okay, cool. Um, I get there, we get there, and me and my boy get there, and it looks just like mainland Vietnam. I was like, huh, okay. They didn't attempt to make it look nicer or be nicer. It just they just Vietnamese came in and made it Vietnam. I was like, and what I mean by that is just you would think that Phu Quoc now they've done it differently now, but back then it just looked like they just brought all of mainland Vietnam and then put it in Phu Quoc. So it looked like any other regular city, small city that you would see on mainland Vietnam. But I thought they would make it a little bit nicer. You know what I'm saying? No. So yeah, man. I mean, Phu Quoc's expensive. Understand that they put in a lot of resorts and a lot of money here. Phu Quoc Island is an amazing island, but it's just expensive, bruh. It's just expensive. So this is Phu Quoc Island. You guys are looking great. Probably some of the best beaches in Vietnam, obviously. Okay, but you gotta go over. You know, this is basically in Cambodia, like basically. All right. So let's keep it moving. I see some comments here. Let me get those right away. Yahweh, my man says, let me move that out the way. Yahweh says Dalat. Oh, okay. 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 So Dalat, is it open? Because last week, maybe that's why I saw a bunch of Russians in Dalat because I thought they were closing the Dalat airport for 6 months. Am I wrong? Did they already do that and now it's open? I thought they hadn't even closed the airport yet. So let me know. Thanks for that, brother. Appreciate it. Yahweh says, Ha Tien, way down south by the Cambodian border on the beach. I want to try that out my next trip. Ha Tien. Let's check it out. Ha Tien. Where am I? He says, let me go through your chats real quick. Yahweh says, Phu Quoc, it's a sea of unfinished developments. It's almost depressing, but I found some private beaches on the scooter. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Phu Quoc is you can just get on a motorbike and go around the island. Like it's pretty big. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty big island. So it'll take you probably a couple hours to go around. But I would say um, as far as and that was 5 years ago. So it's probably different now. Again, I need to get to Phu Quoc. I mean, we're right here, so we need to get to Phu Quoc this summer and just check it out for myself, man, because I've seen a lot of videos, and I don't like what they did, man, to be honest. And you're right, a lot of developments are unfinished, from what I saw. So much love to you, man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, Yahweh. Yahweh again says, when you're in Google Maps, up in the search bar, when you're looking at the island, type in the word accommodations. You'll see the prices. There's some bargains. Okay. Facts. I appreciate you spitting some knowledge, bro. See, there you go, man. This is the community I want to build right here, right? And that we're building. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Facts. Yahweh says March 2026 for major runway upgrades and is expected to resume operations on September 1, 2026. Okay. Facts. But are they completely shutting down? Because we took a bus in, and so I'm wondering like did because there was a ton of people there. So I'm wondering if the airport is actually shut down, or is it completely shut, or are they're gonna resume operation September? So let me know a little bit more. All right, appreciate you, bro. All right, so Raul Ortiz says, do you know anything in terms of fashion or footwear business? Yeah, most of the factories are in the north. They have some factories in the south here, but yeah, most of the factories, the footwear factories are in the north. But if you have a question about like specifics, then ask me here or email me and I can get an answer for you. All right. And by the way, email the story of KT, the channel name at gmail.com. Okay, just email me. I got you. And then thank you for the comment, my brother. Yahweh says the lot. Okay. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. So again, beaches, easy. This easy. Okay. Phu Quoc, and I'll throw in there Vung Tau as well. I'll throw in Vung Tau as well. I don't know why it's not on here, but Vung Tau is it's nice. The beach is not that it's not the best beaches in Vung Tau or in Vietnam down here. It's not the best beaches. I was talking to one of my buddies. I would say Moi Ne is a better beach than Vung Tau, definitely. I would also say that, what did my boy say? He said another one. I can't think of where he said, but there's another. He said he went. This is Moi Ne, somewhere over here, somewhere around here, somewhere around here. So Moine is down here, and then he said it was somewhere up in here where he went, and it was fire. He showed me pictures and stuff for Ted, and it was fire. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. So food culture here. I'm gonna tell you. Let me get to boom. Okay, best city for the food, man. Best city for food is Vietnam. Because again, in my intro, I told you guys the different types of food in the different regions, right? And so my favorite, I it's hard to say a favorite because Vietnam has such good food and it's like such good fresh food that like I love all the veggies. I love eating veggies here. I also love so like in the north, like there's all kinds of food I love eating, but it's not pho. It's not pho. Pho is one of my favorites in the north, but it's not really like I like bun cha, or excuse me, bun ca, or bun cha and bun ca. All right. So bun ca is like noodle fish. Bun cha is like noodles with like all kinds of little stuff in it, and you put vegetables and like all kinds of little stuff in it, like vegetables. So like greens, like fresh greens, like salad greens, and like you know how Vietnam gets down. That's what you do. So it's like a soup noodle. And so and here in the South, my favorite is com tam because it's like the broken rice with pork chop, and that's because they make it great here. Okay, so just like you can find in the north pho everywhere, like in Hanoi, specifically because pho is from Hanoi, and so you can find it everywhere there. Like great $1 pho is amazing. Here, same. You can find like $1 com tam, right? And it's some of the best com tam you're gonna ever have in your life. So if you don't know, now you know. Okay, Hanoi is very good about having street cuisine. Okay, you can have a lot of really good. Vietnam in general is good with street vendors. Okay, but Hanoi is known for their food. Okay, generally excellent food in Hanoi. Okay, now the problem with Hanoi is there's not majorly variety like it is here in Saigon. Saigon, I'll be honest. I told you guys that the international food in Ho is trash. It is. Here, it's fucking amazing, dude. Like, and it's cheaper here. I mean, it's weird. I was paying way more money for international food, and I didn't eat it all the time. But when I did eat it, like burritos, Mexican food here in Vietnam is trash. All Mexican food, prove me wrong. Anybody who lives here and knows some good Mexican food in the whole country, I will go to it and I will check it out. Every Mexican food spot I've ever tried, from the north to the south, is trash. If you are a cook and you come in here and you can make good Mexican food, come over here and check it out. Seriously. Okay? Saigon has good variety. I came to Saigon, I totally forgot how great the food selection was here and the convenience for sure. Hoi An, that's the central region. It's like the central region it's all about special dishes. Okay, so Hoi An has really good. They have this noodle. It's a noodle. Um, it's a special noodle. I forget what it's called. Damn it. Anyways, it's there. It's Hoi An's special dish. You can only get it in Hoi An. Okay, I forget what it's called, but it's that noodle. The noodle they have there. Fire. They make it with well water. Okay, and so the noodle they make the noodle with well water. Fire. Okay. And then again, I would just taste the specialties in each region, in each city, in each area. Okay, that's how specific and special Vietnam's cuisine is. Okay, you have the staples of the country, right? Phở, cơm tấm, bún bò Huế, bún cá, bún chả, excuse me. Uh, all of it. There's so many. Okay, but that's the staples, right? You're always gonna eat rice and noodle, straight up. Okay, you're either gonna eat bread, rice, or noodle, straight up. It's gonna be soup or dry. Okay, so just understand that not all places make their food clean. Be if you see general rule, if you see locals eating tons and there's a queue or a line, right? Just wait. It's pretty good, I'm sure. Okay. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. For families. Okay. And yeah, this is my last one, and then I'm gonna audience match you guys. Okay. So for families, now obviously for schools and hospitals and for the necessities for your kids, depending on how old they are, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I and this is just because you're from the West and your kids are from the West. Now, if even if they're Vietnamese and they've lived and they were born in the West, this is for them as well. I would not bring my Western kids to study here, straight up. I just wouldn't do it. Uh, because one, it's too expensive. Um, two, the quality of education is not the best. Three, um, the kids can be bullied. Four, the language barrier. Five, the conditions of the country. I just wouldn't do it. I would not bring your Western child or children here. Just saying. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Just saying. Keep them there. Keep them in the West. I know it's shit in the West. I get it, but keep them in the West. Don't bring them here. Now, if your kids are Vietnamese and they were born here, obviously you're gonna keep them here, right? Me and my future, we talk about this, man. We've talked about this. Like when we have children, they're gonna be born here. So, do we want to keep them when we're gonna be here for years, probably 4 or 5 years. But then once they start to get into, school, this is what we've been talking about behind the scenes is like, do we want our kids to go through here? And for her, she's like, yeah, I'm game, yeah. And then for me, I'm like, I'm cool with it, but it just depends on the school because obviously I am a teacher, and I go to probably 8 different schools every week, maybe seven to 8 different schools every week. I see the different quality of school, right? Um, and so it really depends on which school you put your child in. Okay. If your child is born here, you have a child born here, and you're a Westerner, and you're married to a Westerner, and you have a child who's a Westerner but born in Vietnam, I would keep them here. But again, you probably want to take them back home. If they're born here, they happen to be born here, whatever your situation is, I would just still have them over there. If you insist on having them here, pick a good school. It doesn't have to be an international school. There are some really good Vietnamese schools that do like a hybrid type learning that's not an international school that costs less that you could bring them into in this public school. It's not private, but again, the private schools, the education there is not necessarily gonna give them an advantage. Okay, it just depends. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Shoot me in the comments if you want. I don't really care. That's my opinion because I'm in this shit. I see it. Okay? I'm in it. Da Nang, great. Hanoi, this is for families. Hanoi, there's not a lot of green space in Hanoi. Yes, I know you saw a bunch of green. There's not a lot of green space in Hanoi. There's not a lot of green space in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm just being real. You have to understand that these are metropolis on the outskirts of the city, and I don't mean like 40 minutes away. I mean, I'm talking about 20 minutes, okay? Just drive 20 minutes in any direction and you'll find green space. But inside the massive area, you won't find it, okay? You won't find it. Okay? I'm telling you, you'll find strips of green space, but you're not going to find like a big ass park in the middle of a city. Hanoi, yes. Hanoi, yes. And don't get me wrong, there are. I believe there's one over here as well, but there's one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about how big and expansive Hanoi is, and there's like one. People don't understand, man. You got a dog, you have that need to go outside. It's gonna be a struggle, man. Pick a good area. That's why we picked this place because there was green space for Pepper, my dog, to go outside. Like it was a struggle to find a green space for her. Like straight up. So keep that in mind, especially with your children. If there's no green space for dogs, then understand that there's going to be no green space for us, right? So they want you to basically go to a big park and walk around it. And then that's it. Okay? Not a lot of green space. Now, you get outside of the big three. Now, I cannot speak for Da Nang. Okay? I have never lived in Da Nang. I've gone to Da Nang, but when I go to Da Nang, I'm in the tourist area. I'm not in the skirts. I'm not outside the tourist area. I'm in the tourist area. So full disclosure, I'm not. I don't know how much green space. If you're in the comments, let me know if there's a bunch of green space within like the city limits. where you guys can walk around and you can chill. And there's like, I'm talking about substantial green space. Um, but it just seems like the green spaces here in Vietnam are just missing, right? It's all in the countryside. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to the countryside and I take my shoes off, I touch grass. I'm like, you know, because it's all cement. You know what I mean? Which is kind of a bummer. But that's why the north is cool because seems to have a lot more green space. Not Hanoi, but outside of Hanoi, super green. Okay, Dalat, Quy Nhon, clean air, slow pace. I've already said that multiple times. Yes, very very good. Dalat, I loved it last week. That's why I'm like, I just was outside all last week. You know, it was so amazing. Fresh air. Quy Nhon, again, get outside these big ass areas, you're gonna have fresh air. Okay. And then think space and community. Okay. You get outside the big areas, you're gonna have a ton of space, less community. Okay. You get outside the big three, less community, more space. Inside the big three, less space, more community. I don't know. All right. For retirees, where are my retirees at, man? So obviously we know Da Nang. Da Nang's cool if you live in the tourist area. It's walkable. You got good health care. Hanoi, you have good health care. There, here in Ho Chi Minh, you have good health care as well. Okay, so it's good if you live in certain districts in Hanoi and in Ho Chi Minh City, then you're gonna have they're gonna be very walkable, very walkable. Okay. In the big three, it depends on where you live that it's walkable. Okay. Nha Trang, very walkable. The beaches there, expat communities is pretty good, right? Speak Russian, okay? Dalat, cool. It's cool. I'm not necessarily sure about the expat community in Dalat, to be honest, because I thought I saw a lot of people just coming and going. But again, you don't you don't know shit about a city until you live there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the expat community is in Dalat. I don't know. Actually, maybe Yahweh can tell us. How Yahweh, how is the expat community in Dalat? Okay, let me get to some comments here. Da, 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 da. All right, Yahweh, you on it, bro. Let me see. Yahweh says, Vung Tau, I was there in June, and they cleaned it up very well. Not really good for waiting. The weekend, it becomes extremely overcrowded with Saigon visiting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Do you blame us, bro? We don't have no beach over here, man. We want to go get some beach, bruh. I love it, bro. Yahweh says, but I did not see a lot of foreigners. I hear it was extremely popular before COVID and it's been abandoned now by Westerners. I like that. Yeah, if you're talking about Vung Tau, for sure. Um, for sure. I haven't been to Vung Tau in probably like a few years, like maybe 4 years. And actually, that's where I need to go next. So, um, yeah, I need to go to Vung Tau for sure. But yeah, if that's the case, that's what happened post COVID in all of Vietnam, especially like us foreigners, us expats who were here. We just kind of sat back, chilled, and let the Vietnamese have their areas back, and it didn't necessarily go according to plan. Now they want the foreigners to come back to the touristy areas so they can make that money. You know what I'm saying? But Vung Tau is all Vietnamese. Like they're specifically all weekend go getters. I need to go, man. I just don't, on the weekends I just be busy, bro. Shit, I be here with y'all. All right. Thank you, Yahweh, man. Appreciate you, bro. Chomeri, what's up, man? Man, salute to you, brother. Chomeri says, man, it's been a while, bro. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Chomeri says, KT, just heading to Ho Chi Minh City from Bangkok tonight. My first time, can't wait. Oh shit, okay. Well, hit me up, man. Hit me up on, you can hit me on the email, the story KT at Gmail. Shoot me your number, your WhatsApp number, and then I'll message you on WhatsApp. All right, man. Welcome to Vietnam, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for the comment, Cho Mary. It's good to see you again, bro. Yahweh says Vietnamese spring rolls, do it yourself. Addicted to those. Yeah, facts. My girl, she does that. She does those spring rolls. So, and I mean, you live here, bro. So you know how fresh all those veggies are and shit. Roll that. Bro, I'm hungry, bro. You making me hungry, dog. Yahweh, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Cho Mary says, KT, with Vietnam big manufacturing industry, I'm going to research deep about import-export opportunities. Yes, hit me up, man. If you want to know about more about that, I can shoot you over to my attorney, and he'll break that down for you. All right. I actually do want to get some import-export opportunities here as well. All right. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. Yahweh says, uh, I've been through Saigon 3 times, but I never stopped. What? I'm not sure why I hate it without ever being there. You hate this place? Oh, bro, come on, man. Come visit me, bro. Come see me, dog. Um, it's cool, man. I mean, but see, if you're just passing through here, then you might not be a big city guy. Like I'm a big city guy. I was born and raised in a big city, so I love the city. Um, I also love I also like being in the outside rather than the big three. However, I'll say it's just not a lot going on for itself, on the outsides of the big three. So I had experience, not the best experience in Tanghua, and so I I'm very weary about moving to a smaller city, if I could just be honest with you. I know they've come up. I've been, over the last 5 years, I've been to smaller areas, and I actually do like what I see, over the last couple of years. So again, even just this last year, this past year, 2025, I was in the Mekong. I went to a ton of smaller areas in the Mekong. I loved it, man. I loved it. So being here, you know how it is, man. Or maybe you do, maybe you don't. But living in Vietnam, being here in the big city, it could get on your fucking nerves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. So you just gotta kind of like, and then go to Vung Tau, have a nice little, weekend, and then recharge, come back. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Yahweh. Appreciate you, my boy. Come and see me, dog. Yahweh says, go ahead, TripAdvisor, and look at at their number one Mexican food restaurant. Maybe hit them up undercover and do a show on it. Okay. TripAdvisor. You're going to TripAdvisor for your Mexican food, huh? Okay. I'll check it out for sure. I'm not a big TripAdvisor guy. I do use TripAdvisor a little bit, but they can be bought. Go hit TripAdvisor. Yes. Yahweh says, unless you're in an international school, you will find bullying of Western kids in every Asian country, including Japan. First-hand knowledge. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, the kids, like for me, I'm a pretty chill teacher, so I'm there to teach them if they get out of line. I'm there to correct them, and I do correct them. Like I'm on that ass, I'm like, hey, pause, pause. I'm on that ass, like, hey, what you doing? Be quiet. Come here. No, and then I sit them down and I talk to them and educate the kids about like, hey man, for example, you can't call teacher a fucking monkey. You can't call teacher a nigger. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And these kids, they do that. You know what I mean? And it's not good, bruh. It's not good, but it's not like they're saying it all the time, but it's just, I've probably been called a fucking monkey like maybe twice, and the kids didn't, when I broke it down and I I told them that's not okay. And then they're like, huh? I saw it on the internet, saw it on TikTok, saw it on not, and I have to tell these kids like it's not okay to call anyone of color that, man, and so forth and so on. So I'm not the type of teacher that's like, oh my God, they said this to me. No, I stop them and correct them, and I'd be like, hey man, you can't do that, but I use my humor. I use some humor, so because these kids, they're so sensitive, so sensitive. So um, if you're a person of color and you're a teacher, then these kids don't know what they're saying, man. They're just copying people, and I don't take it personal. I never do. I never do. People are just ignorant, and I mean, it is what it is. But the kids, they can change, and you have to educate them, man. So yeah, the kids try to bully teachers as well, but then they're not gonna do that shit on my watch. Sorry, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yahweh says, but I would say my oldest kid did grade 1 in Japan, got bullied, but her math teacher was through the roof when we went back to Canada. Huh? That's weird. I'm sorry. That sucks. But you know what? I mean, yeah, there's just, I don't like that kind of shit, you know? Um, yeah, I'm sorry you went through that, bro. That sucks. Yahweh says, I was only there for 1 week. Everyone was a traveler delight. Got you. Got you. Okay. Okay. I like small places because you've got a really good chance to get to know people there. Facts. As long as you're within 1 hour drive of the big city. Facts. Yeah, facts. Facts. I'm with that, but again, just make sure they have a hospital. Okay? Just make sure they have a hospital minimum. Bare minimum. All right? All right, let me see where we're at, and then I'm going to. Okay, yeah, we are. Let's do our city audience match. If you want to, if you want me to tell you exactly where a good area, let me match a city for you. I'll do some rapid fire Q&A questions if you have. Shoot them my way. And I do have one off the rip. Let me see. Bear with me. Yeah, this is where I want to go. Bear with me. I need to get to. This. And I need to get to this. Okay. There was a comment here. Go here. And I'm going to go. I need to go. Oh, I know where it was at. What am I talking about? Sorry, guys. Just give me a minute. I know how to get there. It's on my post. Okay. Is this where I'm looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Yay. Okay. So let me get this out of here. Remove view. Stop screen. Bear with me. Share my screen. Is this the one I want? Yes. All right. So obviously you can see. All right. Perfect. So again, I put out a post just about this live, and I told you guys, hey man, if you guys want to know a little bit, I will break it down for you guys and let you guys know, where you should go. And Ross, shout out to you, brother. I'm probably gonna butcher your name, but Rossarnio, he says, age 44. His budget is 5,000 to 10,000. That's a healthy budget. Goal, long term, while exploring other countries. He wants a vibe nightlife available, but needing a place for business. Also, I'll reach out for consultation. Shout out to you. I'll be looking for you, and I'll reply to you here shortly. But so he's looking for vibes. All right. So if you're looking for nightlife, it's gonna be Saigon. It depends. See, Vietnam is not big on nightlife. I mean, yes, they are, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like Saigon, that's why they keep funneling people to Saigon because it's like that's the entertainment, that's the entertainment, that's the entertainment district, that's the hub. But it is, you know. I mean, Vietnam has pockets of entertainment. I mean, and I'm talking about thousands and thousands of hundreds and thousands of places that you can around this country, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands. But the concentration, Rosarnio, is that I would absolutely stay in Ho Chi Minh, man. I mean, like if you're you said you're looking for long term while exploring other countries, well, come to Saigon. You could definitely it'll be good for you here. If you're looking now, you can find nightlife stuff like karaoke, but and if you know what karaoke is, then you know, okay? I'm not gonna explain it here, but karaoke is everywhere throughout the country. So there's that type of entertainment. There's bars. There's Bia Hoi. Bia Hoi is like fresh beer. And so there's all that. That's everywhere. That's in every tier two, tier three, tier four. Bia Hoi, bars, everything. That's everywhere. But if you want like entertainment, like real entertainment, come to Saigon. Second, Da Nang. Third, Hanoi. That's it. Unfortunately, that's it, man. And until Vietnam makes it more of an effort to have like Vung Tau popping or Moi Ne popping, you know what I mean? Like I know some really like one of my buddies, Alex, he's Vietnamese. He owns a really cool two bars in Moi Ne, actually, in Phan Thiet. And so, like, there's bars like that where you could go there and just pop it. You know what I mean? But again, that's just like one bar in Monet. You know what I'm saying? There's bars in Phu Quoc. One of my friends, Kim, she's a Brit. She's a Brit. She owns a bar over there. It's called the something Traveler. I forget what her bar is, but that's in Phu Quoc. And Phu Quoc has a nice nightlife, from what I remember. They have a nice nightlife area there. But again, if you want a nightlife vibe, come to Saigon. All right. And then obviously you mentioned the business place of business, Saigon. So it sounds like you want to do. Sounds like you're 44, so you're young enough to be here, and your budget is great. So hit me up, man, and yeah, I will definitely. Let me just send you my. Love it. Email. All right. And then Derek Washington says, thanks for this, bro. Yep, you got it, man. Appreciate you, Derek. If you're watching, salute to you, brother. So, um, yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody else who responded to that, but if anybody else wants that, right now is the time. Let me move that actually. But if not, it seems like if anyone has any other questions, cool. If not, I'm gonna go get on with my day. But I really do appreciate you guys rocking with me. Man, thank you again for the super chat, man. We don't get a lot of those here. I appreciate that, man. You guys, I appreciate your time and the love you guys share. But I hope you guys have a really good Friday night. For those of you who are on the left side of the world, those of you in the center, let's have a good Saturday. Salute to you, and good night, good morning, and see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe. I always forget that. See, told you. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.